NFR.
NFR Extra is a podcast dedicated to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo and features icons and personalities that embody the Western lifestyle.
I had to learn who I was outside of just being really good at rodeo, which was at that age, like that's, growing up through high school rodeo and wanting to college rodeo and go on and rodeo professionally, like that was very much probably too much of my identity at the time. And it all of a sudden was just gone. I had to figure out who I was and how I was going to be successful without it. And I'm really, really grateful for it, because I guarantee you that's why I'm here today is I had to step back and really think about who I was and what I wanted outside of that. For so long, since Shanae Shiner was Miss Rodeo America 11 years ago, it's something I consider to be an opportunity and a blessing. Even when you're tired, someone told me, don't worry about getting tired, worry about like missing out on something that you'll never get to do again.
This is pro rodeo announcer Andy Seiler, and you are listening to NFR Extra.
Pretend like I don't know a lot of the words you're going to say. So
no, I wanted
blue
to
collar.
Start by saying that
you're better than the rest of us. Understood.
No, this podcast is always beautiful because Brylan's here, but we have even more beauty to separate the two beasts on this this podcast, because we're joined by Miss Rodeo America Emma Cameron, who hails from the land of enchantment. So, Miss Emma, welcome to NFR Extra.
Thank you so much. This is fabulous.
So, this should be a lot easier than extemporaneous speaking, but tell us a little bit of your background and how you got into rodeo royalty.
Yeah, I grew up in New Mexico, just north of I-40 as you go towards Tucumcari, and grew up in 4-H and junior rodeoing and all the stuff that you do out there in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico. And I was so shy at the junior rodeos that my mom would tell me every weekend that I had to say hi to 3 people before I was allowed to go home.
Ooh.
I love your mom, and I've never met her.
She's awesome, and that's exactly how she raised us. So I was just terribly afraid of people. And then she entered me in our local Queens contest, and I wanted nothing to do with it. I'll be completely honest with you. And I was having nothing to do with it because a lot of rodeo queening actually isn't on a horse. And I did not like that part. But eventually I kind of came around, and I watched Shanae Shiner crown Paige Nicholson in the end of 2013 as Miss Rodeo America 2014. Mm-hmm. And I was just enamored. That was it for me. All I wanted to be since then was Miss Rodeo America.
So would you have to write these names down, or like tell your mom this is who I met and said hello to? How did she keep track of this? I
had to tell her. I had to report back. I had to have names, recount the conversations. This was a big step for me. You're laughing, but
I love it.
Inside my heart still beats fast when I think about it.
I'm going to get sick. You said the way your mom raised us, you got, so obviously brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir. I have a younger brother.
All right. What's he do?
He runs a ranch in Wyoming, right on the Colorado state line. He just moved out there. He graduated from Cal Poly last year and decided that he did not like warm weather, which I don't quite understand. I'm not even kidding you. This was his entire logic behind moving to Wyoming.
San Luis Obispo. Right.
Right?
Sounds awful.
Yeah,
Terrible.
solid. I've got a different approach to life, so. What's his first name?
Jack.
Jack Cameron.
Yes, sir.
And I'm also Poly Royal, and so I'm sure
Okay. Yes, sir. So I go vacation out there.
Summertime.
I do not, in slow, I do not go vacation in Wyoming.
Okay.
But he's out there. He's enjoying it. He's exactly 18 months younger than me. So we've been besties forever, and we're really close. And if I have no queen makeup on, we could be twins.
Yeah.
So I'm just being honest. We look a lot alike, and we grew up really close.
Cameron, genes are strong. So, all right. So you're entering your first royalty competition. So take us down the line from there. How did it progress from there?
So I did my county contest as a junior princess, my county contest as a princess, and then I ran for New Mexico High School Rodeo Queen twice and was the 2017-2018 National High School Rodeo Queen. And after that, I moved away for school and honestly thought I was pretty much retired. Dyed my hair, sold my clothes, all that stuff. And then COVID happened, and I don't say this lightly, but like COVID was the biggest blessing in my life ever. I had just finished school and was working in Kansas City and had the opportunity to come back home, work remotely, and decided that I wanted to run for Miss Rodeo New Mexico. And when you are a state title holder, that automatically qualifies you to run for Miss Rodeo America. So that qualified me to run for Miss Rodeo America 2024.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school in upstate New York at Cornell University.
Okay. What'd you study at Cornell?
Agriculture and animal science.
Wow. I mean, I didn't even know Cornell had those programs. I don't know much about Cornell, but obviously it's a very astute institution that I didn't apply for because I probably wouldn't have got in. But what going from New Mexico to New York, they both start with new at the beginning of the state, but they're very, very different. So tell us a little bit about the experience going from the land of enchantment to the Empire State.
Yes. So what a lot of people don't know is I had actually committed to go rodeo at Cal Poly. My mom actually still gives me the hardest time about this. Like, I paid the student deposit fee. I had a roommate, talked to Ben Londo, all that stuff.
Solid dude.
I was ready to go to Cal Poly and went to student orientation. And May 1st is like the national commitment deadline for schools. And April 30th, I got a call from Cornell, and they were like, I had just like declined admittance and all of that. And I guess I don't know what you would call it, a very early life crisis. But I knew that I'd always wanted an opportunity to go do things bigger than I could, having grown up in New Mexico. New Mexico is a great, beautiful place, but there's only so much infrastructure there to really go do something as big as I really felt like I wanted to. So I made a very last minute decision and committed to Cornell and decided not to go to Cal Poly and moved up there. And I'll be honest, it was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. There was no college rodeo. That went out the window immediately. I sold my horses, I sold my rig, everything, moved up there, joined a hunt seat equestrian team, and literally lived in New York. So I learned a lot really fast, and learned I did not like the cold very fast.
You can have it, all of it. What was your favorite part about New York, besides leaving it?
I think it was the first place I'd gone where I had to learn who I was outside of just being really good at rodeo, which was at that age, like that's, growing up through high school rodeo and wanting to college rodeo and go on and rodeo professionally. Like that was very much probably too much of my identity at the time. And it all of a sudden was just gone. I had to figure out who I was and how I was going to be successful without it. And I'm really, really grateful for it, because I guarantee you that's why I'm here today is I had to step back and really think about who I was and what I wanted outside of that.
That was really deep.
Well,
let me. Okay. Again, simple guy. What was your favorite part about New York? Like bagels or coffee or what?
Oh,
because you went like over like
I just
above
made
and
this,
beyond
like,
of
really deep and emotional.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I'm telling you, I'm dumb. So
what I didn't know is New York is one of the like largest agriculturally active states. They have really good apples. Really good grapes. I studied grape and wine production a lot. I actually got to go down to Chile and study wine production there.
Wow.
Which was really, really cool. Big dairy state also. So learned a lot about that. And it's very different. Like where I'm from, we talk about acres per head.
Yeah.
There it's head per acre.
Right.
It's just completely flip-flopped, a totally different way to live.
Now, you also said something that kind of perked my interest, because my hometown has grown into a big equestrian. There's still lots of barrel racers, ropers, rodeo people in Central Florida, but the equestrian boom has been huge. So did your horsemanship skills improve changing from rodeo to hunt seat equestrian?
They definitely did. I tell people I should have joined the hockey team before I went to go ride English horses. I'm not kidding. Because those horses are broke so differently. It's very different style, very different social setting, very, very different. But I'm grateful for it now for sure, because it translates. It was hard for me, honestly, to like go back to running barrels, go back to going down the fence, things like that were hard to kind of adjust back to, because the horses are broke so differently. But now traveling as Miss Rodeo America, all the horses I get on are broke so differently that it does really help me.
Did you ever do like one of the the fox hunt deals or anything cool like that? They do that stuff back there, right?
They do. I never really got to, but I had teammates and roommates who did, and oh my goodness.
Pretty wild.
That's its own world.
Yeah.
It really is. And talk about dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've tried
Oh my
sitting
goodness.
in like a not Western saddle, and I'm like, this, absolutely not. Like, this is not for me.
Gonna fall off.
Yeah.
A not
Don't belong
Western
here.
saddle.
Yeah.
I think that's referred
That's
to
not a
as English.
cactus. I'm out.
Steve's over here like, you said study wine? I study wine
Yeah.
often, but it's just like the bottle.
Exactly. The bottom of it.
I collect corks, and I've got a lot of them.
I want to make a cork board.
Oh, gosh.
Let's take a quick pause, and we'll be right back. Looking to rope in some news and features you can't find anywhere else? Then look no further than the series of blogs at nfrexperience.com. You'll find customized content from experts in all things rodeo and Las Vegas. There's the NFR Insider, The Mental Game, and One-on-One with Susan Canode, Gold Buckle Buzz with Brian Hurlburt, NFR Experience with Patrick Everson, and the Junior World Finals with Jack Nowlin. There's something for all rodeo fans. Check it out at nfrexperience.com. The biggest stage, the brightest lights, the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
Okay, so graduation from Cornell into queening is the only word that keeps
Royalty,
coming to, I
perhaps?
mean, yes. Rodeo
Sure,
royalty. All
okay,
right.
yes.
So you're Miss Rodeo New Mexico.
You're dumb too, so it's fine.
Oh my goodness.
There's going to be a lot of cave paintings for this. So you're Miss Rodeo New Mexico. What is the run like going up to the Miss Rodeo America pageant and then being crowned?
Yeah, so when you're a state title holder, I wouldn't call it campaigning necessarily, but it kind of is like it. You go and you go to a lot of rodeos the Cowboys go to. You go to like, Denver, Guyman, Reno, all of those, and get not only like your name out there, but the experience that you're going to need to be a good Miss Rodeo America if you were to win. So last year I went not quite as much as Miss Rodeo America goes, but a good amount of rodeos, probably 50,000 miles or so.
Oh my
Hoofed
gosh.
Crazy.
And you go and you do that, and then you prepare alongside that for the Miss Rodeo America pageant, which is 8 days long, overlaps with the first 4 rounds of the NFR over at the South Point in December. And being a state title holder automatically qualifies you for that. So you do that whole year as a state title holder, and then at the end of that year is when you go compete for Miss Rodeo America.
So do you, not that you have to drop a name here, but did you have a coach or a mentor or someone that's helping you not from Miss Rodeo New Mexico?
I did. I had lots, and growing up I had lots, and I think I attribute so much of that to the opportunities I've had and the things I've gotten to do. Is like I've had really, really fabulous people who have given me opportunities that I didn't necessarily deserve at the time, and they really just believed in me and the ability to take those opportunities. But you have to. I think in order to get good at anything, you have to have someone that'll kind of tell you how it is. And I've had several, but Julie Wilson is probably the most influential, and she's from my hometown. She would probably not like it that I just name dropped her on here, but she is just like this amazing lady that was a biologist at the Los Alamos National Labs, and trained horses on the side, and was way too good at both things, but focused on both. So she once subtly hinted to me that she discovered the structure of DNA, but was too busy entering rodeos to actually write it down before all the people actually discovered the structure of DNA. So she's just one of those way before her time, way too cool.
Mind. Yeah.
She coached the National High School Rodeo Queen in 1968, and then she coached me when I won in 2017. So just phenomenal people like that who are
Impressive.
amazing.
Yeah. What was the hardest part about the pageant?
Honestly, the dancing. I'm not going to lie to you.
The fashion
Wait,
show.
hold it. Oh, okay. I was about to say,
yeah,
wait.
so-
I didn't know there
what's
was a
going on with
dancing
this?
element.
Yeah.
We have, you can prepare for all portions of the pageant, right? They tell you exactly how it's going to be, exactly how many points are allocated to it, exactly what is expected of you. And a lot of girls that do pageants have a history of dance or cheer or something like that. That was not me. And at the fashion show, they have 2 choreographed dances they have us all do. And I thought I came into the pageant so prepared for these dances. I'm being so serious. Like, I practiced so much. I practiced the choreography so much. And I was so proud of how well prepared I was for these choreographed dances going into our rehearsals. And we go through it the first time. And the choreographer looks at me and just moves me 4 rows back behind a girl that's 6'2".
She's all, let me
Understood. Thank you. Thank you.
And you know what? I was grateful for it because that meant no one could watch me embarrass myself.
So they're sending you videos ahead of time of this is what you're going to have to do,
Exactly.
correct? Okay.
Yep.
That does sound like it would be the most
That
terrifying.
sounds horrible.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Now, I want to jump to something that you touched on. You said you sold all your queening clothes. How does one even acquire the closet it takes to go into not only your Miss Rodeo New Mexico, but then into Miss Rodeo America?
It is. It's a process because rodeo queen clothes are very much their own unique style. There are people who their entire career is based on designing rodeo queen clothes and making them. Miss Rodeo America is really, really lucky that we work with Wrangler and we work with a lot of those people who their sole job is to make rodeo queen clothes, and they help you get down the road and look as good as you need to look all the time. But it's a process, just kind of learning what is expected of you to wear at each certain event, like what's appropriate, different styles, like what's going to get you appearance points. It's something you develop over the years. It's its own unique thing for sure.
Are you developing like your own style within those elements, or is it something that's just kind of like, hey, this is your body, this is what you're going to wear?
I honestly, as Miss Rodeo America, I have a lot more freedom with it than I thought I would, which is really nice. I'm not a clothes person by any means. So it's a little bit stressful at times, but they're really good about, they want to see your unique style and styling the like off the rack Wrangler clothes in a way that will make them approachable to a consumer.
So I'm going to ask this question because it's a sore subject with my wife. Do you have a large dry cleaning bill? Because my wife, like, she's trying to put me on
we said ask this question, not popular with my wife, and you said, do you have a large? I was like, stop there. Let's just stop.
No, she's trying to put me on a dry cleaning budget. So
No,
I hope she doesn't
not.
hear
No way.
this episode. But like, I mean, obviously there's special fabrics and stuff that you're wearing, so they have to be cleaned differently, correct?
Right. And it is, I mean, it is an expense, but at the end of the day, there are expectations of you.
Right.
So it's kind of worth it.
Do you have are there sponsorships or anything that help you out on that?
There are. I mean, once you're at the state level to a certain extent, but once you're Miss Rodeo America, I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal. Wrangler and Justin and Montana Silversmiths and all of them that are so supportive everywhere in the industry. They really take care of you.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest surprise as Miss Rodeo America? Like something that going into it, you never thought that was part of it.
Honestly, the like pre-existing idea, like everyone has this idea of who Miss Rodeo America is going to be, and they expect you to see you at these events every year. And, that was for me, that felt like a big responsibility going into it, but it's actually been the greatest blessing because I get to these communities I've never been to before. Like I was in Darby, Montana this weekend, and I'd never been up there, but these people already know Miss Rodeo America is coming. They already know what to expect, and they welcome you right in and are so kind and amazing to you that it really has blown my mind and warmed my heart every single place.
Didn't snow there this year too.
I did luck out on that one. I told them, I was like, I could live here. They're like, it snowed 6 inches last weekend.
For a minute, yeah.
No, thank you. Yeah.
3 weeks out of the year. What's probably the biggest obligation that you have that you were not expecting?
Honestly, as Miss Rodeo America, you are expected to do this full time. So I wouldn't say there's not anything I wasn't expecting because I knew it was going to be full time. But you are on the road like a professional cowboy. From January 1st to January 1st, they schedule you and you travel just like they do. And I think that a lot of people probably don't know that is that I'll probably travel more miles than someone that made the NFR this year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How many days off, if you had to guess, do you have?
They guess less than 30.
Ooh. Keep that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for a year. It's
so exactly. It's for 1 year. It's something I wanted, like I said, literally since for so long. Since Shanae Shiner was Miss Rodeo America 11 years ago, it's something I consider to be an opportunity and a blessing. Even when you're tired, they told, or someone told me, don't worry about getting tired, worry about like missing out on something that you'll never get to do again.
FOMO.
That's a great way to look at it.
Take every opportunity that you can as the title holder.
So I feel at South Point every night.
Is that it? So now that you got your undergraduate degree, so once you finish and you pass the crown off, what plans do you have after Miss Rodeo America?
That is a great question. I was actually talking to them about this earlier, that I feel like everywhere I go now, I want to do something different, just because you meet people that have done such incredible things with their lives everywhere you go, and such unique things. But with the Miss Rodeo America pageant, I was really fortunate. I walked away with close to $30,000 in educational scholarships.
Wow.
So I've always wanted to go to law school and plan to go back and maybe get a graduate degree combined with that to kind of offset the expense and the time. But that's my plan going forward.
That's awesome. That'll cover like a semester at a really nice school.
What is there a specialty that you're looking at as far as law goes?
A little bit. I want to get my PhD in genetics and kind of go that route and work in the agriculture industry.
You are way smarter than
I was
I'll
about
ever
to
be.
say,
I was going to say, I don't even think
You
I
shot
we didn't
that,
eat at the
that
same
cannon
lunchroom.
shot way over the bow. Yeah.
Oh dear.
She's staring at Picasso and I'm eating crayons.
I drew Brittany Posey a second ago with an expo marker,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you that's not the case.
Okay. All right.
Very
I
smart.
feel a little bit better.
Her ears were the size of her face, and I turned it around, and she just goes, "Oh."
Yeah. You didn't know that about yourself, did you, Brittany?
I was like, "Please don't take this personally."
Oh, well, there's always a little girl at home that is dreaming of being in the seat that you're in. So what message would you convey to the next generation of rodeo queens?
I always tell girls to, it might sound cheesy, but always, who you are is who you are, whether that's in the arena or in an interview or, at home. You need to be the same day in and day out, because that'll get you farther than you realize. And at the same time, be willing to find those mentors, find those people that believe in you, and take their criticism to heart to make yourself who you want to be.
Oh, that's fantastic advice. And, Steve's got 2 girls and I have a daughter, and on the back of her door, whenever she closes it every night, there's a signed picture of Kennedy and Haley. So just know that what you're doing when you get tired, it does make a difference in young girls and ladies who love it, and you make us look good. So, keep doing what you're doing, and we really appreciate all that you do as Miss Rodeo America.
Well, thank you. It was great to sit here with you guys. I enjoyed it.
Want to experience more of the NFR? Then visit nfrexperience.com, and we invite you to subscribe to NFR Extra on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever you're listening right now. If you like what you've heard on NFR Extra, we would love it if you gave us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe.